just compare Jason Tatum winning a championship with smashing your girl for the first time?
You
That was
understood
that
though.
was great. That was great. That was great.
Oh, hell nah. Glee.
Welcome another edition of Hits and Hoops. My name is Tyler, and I'm here with the one, the only Dixon Luna. What's good, Chicho?
Dexter Moon back in the building. Y'all might have seen this version of me earlier in the season, but he's back.
He's back. Welcome back, Dexter. Um, Before we begin, I just want to say follow, subscribe, YouTube, all socials, comment. We got stuff on there. Also, we're gonna put a little bit of a twist to the show a little bit. We want to ask if any of the listeners want to come on. Just chit chat about a little bit of the sports. We love to reach out. To collab with anybody that would want to. IG or TikTok DMs, preferably. But
Come on the show, give your best takes, chop it up. Let's get it going.
yeah. All right. So today episode, we're gonna get into playoff preview, and we're also gonna get into a little bit of Drake and the rap world, and then we're gonna finish with deeper than sports.
Yes,
First
sir.
things first, Dixon. Should we do? No, let's do predictions at the end. Let's do prediction at the end. Right now, the time of recording is Tuesday afternoon. We still have our play-ins tonight and tomorrow night. So hopefully by the time you hear this, it's before, but it probably will not be. In the play-in, at 7 through 10, Sixers, Heat, Bulls, Hawks from the East. On the West, Pellies, Lakers, Kings, and Warriors. Okay? Right now in the West, I'm going to start with the West. Thunder potentially could be playing Pellies or Lakers. I think the Kings and Warriors, I love this. I know you love this, like, Warriors are dying. I know you love it a little bit.
I love it. The
I know you
downfall
do.
of the Warriors dynasty.
But I think for them to win, they would have to do some real, like, just to get in the playoffs, some magical shit, to be
They're at
honest.
what seed?
They're 10th. So they have to
Oh,
beat the
man.
Kings and beat the Lakers or Pelicans, or Lakers or whoever loses that play in.
If
So
they
I'll be
lose
honest.
either of those games, they're not in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Their record in the East would probably be around 500, but they're not in the East. Okay, so there is a fighting chance, but I truly don't think. I think someone on that team will have to go like nuclear for the next 2 days.
So you don't
Because
think the Warriors will end up getting in there?
nah, I don't.
Wow, that would be huge.
I don't.
You
I
would get
really
a
don't.
full-on rant from me if that happened.
Kings, they're at 9. Other than Sabonis, because he's a great player, right? Just for some reason he's not a very marketable player, right?
Yeah. He's
I
had a
mean, he
great
led
season.
he led the league in rebounds. I
Led the
mean,
league in double doubles.
yeah, I just don't think they have much outside of those few top guys. Like, I really still like Fox, and I don't know. They don't impress me. I've watched very little bit of them this year, but I will say what I've seen of what they've done, like, they're at the proper place that they should be.
But it seems like coming off of last year's great playoff showing, like they were on the uprise. So to see them this year kind of just stay the same, if not a little worse, is kind of disappointing. But that that Warriors Kings series or that game, that shit should be movie time because remember, they have history from last year's playoffs.
Yeah, yeah.
So that should be good to watch. And I think, Draymond Green got Sabonis' number. So I don't know.
At 8, we got the Lakers, which I do think they will. I think they'll finish 7th because I think they'll beat the Pelicans tonight.
For sure. For sure.
In my opinion.
The last
But I
two
do.
times they played the Pelicans,
They've
whooped their
dusted them.
ass.
Yeah.
They've whooped their ass. And the Lakers are looking really good. LeBron and AD look to be at the top of their game. D'Lo's playing better than he has in a long time. Austin Reeves is doing Austin Reeves things. They look really good. They've been impressive.
And then 7, we got the Pelicans. So I ultimately think it's going to be 8 or 7 Lakers, 7 or 8 Pelicans. That's what I ultimately think it's going to be. So I'm just going to go off of that for the preview for the West. So that would mean the Thunder would play the Pelicans in round 1.
Mm.
The number 1 seed Thunder, which is crazy to think of just a couple years ago where they were the number 1
Youngest
seed.
team in the NBA.
Are they?
Yes.
Shit. All right, Thunder and the Pelicans. What do you think about that series? What do you got?
I think
What is your
Thunder
opinion?
I think Thunder got that. But I just want to break down this scenario. So the Warriors play the Kings. If the Warriors win, then they have to play the winner of Lakers
They have
Pelicans.
to they have to play the loser.
You see, if you so you got the Pelican. Wait, so when do you have the Warriors losing versus the Kings or versus the
Yeah,
Pelicans?
the Kings.
See, I don't think that happens. I think the Warriors will end up in that 8th seed. Let's give predictions for both.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead. Wherever you want to go with it. Go ahead.
So OKC, I think they take care of the Pelicans. I think Brandon Ingram or Zion or CJ, they'll ball and they'll, be enough to get their team 1 or 2 wins. But I think the far more interesting series would be the Warriors versus the Thunder. I think that would
It
be,
would be more interesting, more appealing, for sure.
yeah, I think the Warriors have a pretty good chance. I mean, it's hard for me to say that, you know, the Thunder would beat them, honestly. I think if the Thunder play the Warriors might win that.
Really?
Yeah, because I've seen that experience in the playoffs. That shit hits different. Like, bro, I really think they single-handedly beat Boston off experience. Boston was the better team when they met in the finals 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Boston was the better team. Warriors were just that experience, and now you're talking about they're playing the youngest team in the league. I think, I think they might be able to pull off that 8 seed upset versus the Thunder.
I just think the NBA is so good. The NBA is so good. Look where the standings came out, right?
The West is,
The
hey, this
West is
this is like
10.
one of them old school West teams.
Yeah,
Remember
exactly.
10 years ago how
It's just
crazy the
so
West
deep.
used to be.
Yeah, it's pause. It's just so deep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pause. No Diddy.
Okay, so I like that. That's a little bit spicy. At
So let
number
me ask
2,
you, if the Thunder play the Warriors, you still got the Thunder?
yeah, I think that's just it's
Okay.
just their like 1 through 10, 1 through 8, they just outdo. I mean, unless Wiggins turns back the time, unless Draymond doesn't get kicked out. I mean, Steph does his thing. Steph is still probably going to be an all NBA player, but
For
is
sure.
Clay going to turn it back? Like, it just seems like, and it's unfortunate because we're both Clay fans. We both been Clay fans.
I love Klay Thompson.
It just seems like, especially the last couple years, and yes, he did come back from a really bad injury. He did. But from when he left to what he is now, physically, like defensively, it's just a different player.
Nah,
And
for
they're a
sure.
different team. So if they have some of that magic, yeah, maybe. But if I had to guess, maybe 4-2 Thunder. If that was my prediction on that series.
I would
But
have
I
to
think
go.
Pelicans would be
Yeah,
there.
I would have to go Warriors in 7 in that series. What
Okay.
about if the Thunder play the Pelicans? You got the Thunder?
Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah, I got them there. 6 or 5.
Yeah. If Zion, this is the moment in time that Zion needs to have a moment.
This is it. Hey, this is
Right
it.
now. Like
This is
maybe
it.
not this series, but this playoffs, they need to.
He has to have a signature moment.
Has
He
to.
has to have it because the upside is there, the potential is there, but just something's missing. Something's missing to take him from that level to the level that we expect him or that we thought he was going to be coming out of high school and coming out of Duke. And this playoff moment could be that thing that takes him to the next level.
Okay, really quick with Zion, compare his stardom to when AD was on Pelly's. Is the problem the Pelly's? Is what I'm thinking it might be. Because he's all over everything. He has commercials. He's obviously marketable in New Orleans, but is it a New Orleans problem or is he the new AD there? Because I mean AD was an All NBA player when he was there.
Nah, for sure. I mean, I think the franchise when AD was there, they were kind of not run well. But I
Mm,
think since he left, since the Zion move, I like what they've done. And I think they've been moving like a pretty smart franchise. So I'm gonna have to put this one on Zion.
damn, yeah, you're
Off
right.
court trouble, just not being on the court, getting fucking porn stars pregnant. Like
That
he's
was a
just done a
wild
lot.
story, right? That
He's
was a
just done a
wild story.
lot. He's done a lot to jeopardize his stardom.
Going into the next game or the next series, at 2, we got the Nuggets, and we both have Lakers 7th, right?
Hey, that's the one.
Okay.
That's the
Let's
fucking one. Western Conference Finals rematch. And unfortunately, it's gonna be the same result. God, God
Yeah.
damn. It pains me. It pains me. You know I'm a LeBron sexual. It pains me. I mean, dude, unless he goes 2018 Cavs, which he might have that in him, they can't beat that Nuggets team. I literally saw them play the best of their potential, the best that they could play, and they still got swept. They got
Mm.
swept, fam. 4-0. They didn't win one game versus the Nuggets. That's crazy.
They were good games, but yeah, I mean they took
They
care of
were all
them.
close. They were all
Yeah.
close. But Nuggets just always hit that right shot at the right time, always hit the dagger. Man, that shit hurts. That shit hurts me to say, but ain't no way the Lakers beating the Nuggets. Fuck.
I feel the same way. I'm also in the same camp of LeBron love as you, but yeah, I think the Nuggets just take them.
Yeah.
I do. Do you think it's gonna be 4-0?
I don't think it'll be 4-0, but I don't think it'll be 7.
Because I do feel like the Lakers right now are playing better than they did in the Western Conference Finals.
I mean, that's tough to say because last year, until they got to the Western Conference Finals, they were dominating series. I mean, they won, they beat the
No,
Grizzlies.
you're right. You know what? You're right. But how they finished the season, they weren't as, AD is going to be an All NBA player
I know
now.
what you
He
mean.
played. They
You
both
think
played
they're
over
better
70
this
games.
year than they were last year?
Yeah, like
I
Russell
agree.
wasn't doing that.
I
You know
agree.
what I mean?
I agree. And I think LeBron's healthier than he was during last year's playoffs.
Some shit, yo, he's at the point where it's like, okay, what is he doing? Yo, the windmill the other night, like he's 40 years old, bro.
He's not quite 40, but I know what you mean. I think what they say that he went to Wakanda and got some of that vibranium, whatever the shit is they got out there.
Yeah, maybe.
That's what the theories are. I really don't know. I think he's just a special one of one type person.
Yeah.
That's the only
Uh,
explanation I got.
Going to 3-6, we got the Wolves and the Suns. This is an
Let's
interesting
fucking
series.
go. Hey,
This is an interesting one.
you go, you go, you go.
I've never really liked the whole Sun thing, especially with the weight on Bradley Beal's shoulders to make them that team, right?
Yeah.
I remember Beal, 17, 18, 19, and then around 20 and 21, he got hurt a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and he's just been collecting bread, right? We know in Washington he wasn't doing nothing, but he still was getting paid like a number one, right? They
Yeah.
just wanted to keep him.
Right.
He played the good end of the season, okay, with a couple games and that they won.
Started to pick it
But
up.
I just think the weight on Bradley Beal and selling me on the Suns and making Bradley Beal the final piece, I just can't buy it. Is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not buying
KD,
Devin Booker at the point.
all these guys, like I love all these guys individually, but as a team, and I just don't believe it. I think the Wolves are going to take that next step, especially with their youth getting so good and Cat coming back from his injury. All their players play so well together, and I mean, let's not forget they were battling for the number 1 seed. Just because they're 3, they still could have been a 1.
So you got the Wolves in how many games?
In 7, I got them.
I think it goes 7 as well. And yeah, I got the T-Wolves. Remember, Anthony Edwards himself beat the Nuggets in the playoff last year. One game, but he did what LeBron couldn't do. He did what AD couldn't do.
Mm,
He was able to steal a game
yeah, personally.
off of that Nuggets team, and that just shows his greatness. And I think he's just gonna take it up even another level than what we thought he was at. But like you said, I think what we're seeing with the Suns is like the flip side of the big three. So the positive side of the big three is you have 3 superstars that are unstoppable. The flip side is you have no depth whatsoever. You got a shooting guard, a pure scorer trying to play point guard because you don't have a point guard. You got Kevin Durant trying to play center because you don't have a center.
Mm.
So I think that lack of depth it's kind of screwed them over, honestly. But yeah, I got the T Wolves too, and I think major changing of the guard moment right there.
I already fucked up.
How did you fuck up? What the hell?
Because I like to throw the addition in there or episode or
Oh, okay.
I
I
like to
got
throw
you.
the
No pressure, no pressure.
yeah. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. He has good judgment, but also he can be an idiot at the same time. But it's also like his age. I'm right there with you. All right, this is gonna be my favorite. This is my favorite first round of the
Oh
first
my
series
God.
of first round. Clippers and Mavs. And I got the Mavs. I really got the Mavs. I really do. That's my dark horse is the Mavs. I've caught the last couple Mavs games, and
No
I'm in, bro.
way.
They dusted the Heat in
No
such an easy
fucking
fashion.
way.
The next couple games, this is like the best Kyrie because he does what he does. Luka is just probably gonna be second in the MVP, even though, it's a good race this year, I would say.
A good race.
But I'm this is a huge moment for Luka in his career.
That
Going
bitch
against
gotta go
Kawhi.
7 though.
Kawhi, yo, it could easily go Clippers in 6 or Mavs in 6. I really think there's a 4-game swing between there.
This
But
is
I think with Kawhi, I trust the first round. But I don't try. Kawhi's put such a bad taste in me for the NBA. It sucks because he's really like a part-time player. He's so good, but he's a part-time player, and no, everybody just shuts up because when he comes in, he balls.
ball is
I
crazy.
love his game. I love his
And
fundamental
he's one of
aspect.
those that takes it up during the playoffs. Remember playoff
Yeah,
Rondo? Playoff Kawhi is a thing. He
it's just I
turns it
can't
up.
root for him. Also, I can't root for him though. Like
That's fascinating.
I can't root for him also because he beat the Heat in 13. So I'm always gonna be sour about any kind of spur from there. But yeah, what do you think about Dallas and LA?
Dude, there's so much bad blood there. I mean, I told you, yo, someone on the Clippers must have smashed Luca's girl back in the day because when he sees them, well, anytime he plays the Clippers, this will be the 3rd time he's played them in the playoffs. And he's played so great that we forget the Clippers won both times they played him. You would think Luca played so great that he won at least one of those series. No, he didn't. My heart wants the Mavs. I'm a huge Kyrie guy. But let me say something about Kyrie. Since the 2016 playoffs, he's been a choke job in the playoffs. Let's just be real. We know Kyrie to be clutch. We know Kyrie to step it up. He hasn't done that. When he was with Boston and they had a playoff run, he literally gave up mid-series. Literally gave up mid-series, and during the last game of the series that they were playing, he chucked up like 30 shots, shot like 20%. He literally just mailed it in. We go to Brooklyn. He got injured like game 1.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Yeah.
So the Kyrie that I've seen in the playoffs isn't that 2016, monster. The Kyrie that I've seen in the playoffs is less than the Kyrie that I've seen in the regular season. So I'm hoping he could bring some of that back. But recent history tells me that when the playoffs hit, Kyrie, that drama finally starts to hit. And we've had a clean season thus far.
Yeah, vibes have been all-time high though.
We've got a clean season
The
thus far,
vibe,
but something in me
Kyrie's
tells me,
vibe, his whole vibe, even when he was in Brooklyn, was never as high as it is right now.
but
So if
something
we can,
tells me it's only a matter of time before shit
okay.
goes bad.
So it's not if, it's when, pretty
It's
much.
not if, it's when. Because, fam, we got to look at history. We got to look at history. And we got to expect people not to change. So
I agree with that. I
I
mean,
think playoffs, expectations, bright lights might bring out the worst in Kyrie. I hope it doesn't. But with all that being said, I think the Clippers will win. I think the Clippers will win. I think they got a great all around team. I think they're kind of slept on. But I think if Kawhi and PG are 100%, they definitely could win. And man, Kawhi in the playoffs is a fucking problem when healthy.
going to the East, 7 through 10, we have Sixers, Heat, Bulls, and Hawks. Hawks, if you look at their record, they probably shouldn't be in the playoffs. They're only a couple games above the 11th seed. I don't think they're doing shit, to be honest. Bulls, I don't think they're doing shit, to be honest.
So the Bulls play the Hawks?
Yeah.
That's tough because they're both like the same team.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see what the Hawks do with Trey Young.
Who you got winning that game?
The Bulls. I got the Bulls winning, and then Sixers and Heat. I love when they play them, but the Heat have been such a letdown to finish the season. We had one really good win in the last like 3 or 4, but so much just dumb shit, like them not knowing what to do at the ball sometimes. I don't know. It's so frustrating. It's so frustrating at times. But I love when they play the Sixers in the playoffs. They bring the fire. I don't care if this is a homer pick or not. I like the Heat beating Philadelphia. Plus, one thing I want to admit that I said in the beginning of the season, Maxi's better than Hero. I just want to admit that.
You
He's a
say he
better
wasn't?
player than Hero. I kind of mentioned that I thought they were more of around the same caliber player.
Yeah.
Maxi's better. Maxi's a better player. Hero does what we need him to do, and
He
what he
also
does
has
is
more opportunity as well.
very true. Very true. Very true. But I just want to put that in the open. I don't know if you forgot that or not. I could have just not said anything, would have been fine. But I ultimately think Sixers get into the playoffs along with the Heat. Now, it wouldn't be
Okay.
crazy to see the Heat take a shit, but that's a lot of my fan sourness as of how the season finished.
Look, man, this is why I'm necessary in your life. This is why I exist in your life. So when you got that homework cape on, when you're waiting for playoff Butler to come back, I'm here to tell you he getting old, man. That first finals trip was 2020. He's been in the league for a while.
He's what, 32 now, right?
Got a lot of miles on that body. And
Nice.
to me, pause. To me, well, first of all, I think Philly wins. I think they're ready to go on a run. I think Joel Embiid is coming
Really?
back, and I think it was really great for them as a team to, stay upright, let Maxi, develop into his own. I like the coach, Nick Nurse, right?
Yeah.
I like the coach. Kelly Oubre's been balling, the most handsome guy in the NBA. Pause. Um, but yeah, I think Philly gets it done. I think Philly beats the Heat. Now, are the Heat gonna lose to Atlanta or Chicago? I don't think that'll happen. So I think, like you said, in the end, we both got the Heat and the Sixers making it. But I guess you got the Heat at 7, and I got the Heat at 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do you feel as a Heat fan going into playoffs?
I think we're a
Do-
first round exit. I
Yeah.
think we're a first round exit. Let me tell you why. Apart from our stars, which is Butler and Bam, the two players that really carried us throughout last year's playoffs was Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. They're gone. So unless Vasquez, which fell off a fucking rock,
Yeah, he had a spiraling down at the end of the
fell off a
season.
fucking rock, unless he steps up, and we didn't have heroes last year's playoffs, so unless him, Hero, and the young boy, the
Heisman?
the Joker similar name,
Jovic, yeah.
Jovic, unless them three go crazy and fill in that void from Gabe Vincent and Max Strus and Caleb, I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
I know you've seen young man balling recently, right? Jovic.
I've seen him. Yeah.
I fuck with his game is nice. I really like his game.
I really like the development. I like how they've developed him. They've done a good job with him.
Hell yeah. Wow. Wow. You gave the wow.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
gave them props.
I
Wow.
gotta give him props. I gotta give him props.
Shit. Just a little backstory to the audience. He does not think that the Heat do a good job um growing players.
I don't think they do a good job growing stars. I think they do
Okay.
a great job with role players and everything else, but I think stars, it's like a two-sided sword, because it's like you'll have team success, but that they're not gonna let you individually become great.
Mm, okay. All right, going in. So what we'll do is we'll go off of what you said, okay? So
Okay.
I got them in 7, you got them in 8. So we'll go Boston Heat, first round exit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it ain't gonna be no sweep. It's not gonna be no sweep, and it's not gonna be easy.
Nah.
It'll never be easy. Hey, anytime Jimmy Butler plays Tatum in the playoffs, it'll never be easy for either side.
Yo, I hate that I know you saw the magazine that came out with him today, and it said it just was talking a bunch of shit about the playoffs. He got a magazine cover. I don't remember who with, and he's on the front, and it's a playoff edition.
Who?
Jimmy Butler
Okay.
talking shit like, yo, when we go, we're gonna beat their ass.
He always does that, and he's always right.
Yeah,
He's always right, but can't be right every time,
they're
fam.
so good. The Celtics are so good. Like
Celtics are so good this year that I'm like, I feel
if
you,
they didn't
Jimmy, on
if
that
they didn't have
manifestation.
if they didn't have Porzingis, we'd be able to take them. But Porzingis is the X factor to Boston. It's the X factor to them because he can shoot, and with those other three players,
Yeah.
Holiday, Tatum, and Brown, they space the floor so well. When you watch the game, they blew someone out the other night, and I was watching the second half, and it was like a practice.
Hmm.
They were up by like 18-20 the whole time. It was like a
Crazy.
practice.
Crazy.
You got Porzingis on the sideline laughing and shit. They're just at another level. Flipping it to my side, 1-7 or 1-8 with the Sixers. I think they dust the Sixers, like
Yeah,
in
they
5.
own they own the
They
Sixers.
own the Sixers.
They own Embiid.
Dust them.
Embiid might miss a game with a fucking he ate sushi the night before and got sick. He's due to miss at least one game in the playoffs.
It's funny how we hold him to a different standard when it comes to injuries, especially the last 3 or 4 years. Every year he's been hurt in the playoffs. Not that that's his fault, but that's a trait that we don't talk about with him.
And the crazy thing is, it don't even be physical some of the times.
Going to number 2 and number 7. So I would have New York and Miami, which I love that matchup. Brunson's a dog. Well, let's get that out of the
Now,
way. Let's get
now
out the
we're
way.
talking.
Brunson's a beast, and he kicked our ass last year. But all we had to do was lock everybody else, and we did that. Did a great job. I loved beating New York last year, but they're a better team this year. Brunson's better. They did lose Julius,
That's a
which
huge thing, and I don't see no one talking
yeah,
about it.
that
I
is a
don't see
huge
they
thing.
lost their second best player, an all-star. I don't care what he's done in the past. That's their second best player. They're not as good without him. I don't care
No,
who you are. They're not as good without him. Impossible. Hey, now you're talking. Heat versus Knicks. I got the fucking Heat.
let's go.
I got the
Yes.
fucking Heat. Ain't no way. Ain't no way we about to let no 5'7" left-handed point guard beat us. It's not happening. It's not happening. So I mean, I hope that he end up in that position, in that 7 seed, for their sake.
For their sake. So, flipping it to you, Philly and New York. What
I
do you
got
like about it?
Philly. I got Philly. So
Wow. So no matter what, you think New York's out first round.
yeah, because I think that Julius Randle is a huge deal. And then if you lock down Brunson, which people don't understand, the playoffs is played differently than the regular season. The playoffs coaches do different things. They will literally double team your ass the whole series if they have to. So I don't see how, if you lock up Brunson, who's gonna beat you?
I mean, and I know I haven't seen a lot of Knicks games recently, but OG he's still out, right?
OG still out, which is probably the third best player.
Yeah, I mean when he was playing, they were like a way over 500 team when he was
No,
playing.
they were on a crazy run.
Yeah,
When that
yeah.
team's healthy, they're a really good team. But
I don't remember the stretch, but they were a team to be fucked with at the time.
their second and third best players are out. And then I think if you just zero in on Brunson, which he's still gonna do him, he's still gonna have 30, 40. But for him to single-handedly beat a team for a whole series, I don't think he gets it done versus the Heat or Philly.
Hmm. All right, these matchups are already locked in. So we got Milwaukee and Indiana.
What do you think if New York plays Philly?
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I think the same. I don't
Okay.
believe just the way the team is right now and how they finish the season with the injuries that they have and the
Yeah.
uncertainty with OG. If they were all there, maybe because I remember when New York played Miami last year, and anytime Randall had a good game, they won. Because, like you said,
Definitely.
Brunson was going to get his. So if Randall got his on, especially Randall's in the perfect time because he's a big small, right? He's like
Yeah.
6'9", 6'8". So he can play small forward, a big small forward, or a small power forward, right? And
Yeah.
he can stretch the floor. So he's like a unique player, but what comes with him is his attitude and like it. I don't know. For whatever reason, he has a weird relationship with New York, right? Like he
Yeah.
was booing them. I don't know. I don't really care, but
He's not
he's a
like a
unique
winning
player.
type player, honestly.
Yeah, unfortunately. But as with his production, whenever he plays really well, Brunson's gonna get his, they're gonna win. So having him be gone and OG coming back, if he does come back, I'm not even familiar if he is coming back. It's just a different team. It's just a different team.
I agree.
Um, Bucks and Pacers.
Interesting.
Giannis is supposed to be playing, correct?
No, Giannis is gonna miss the beginning of that series
Oof.
with a calf injury. That makes things very interesting.
Mm.
Also, the Pacers are 3-1 versus the Bucks this year.
Mm.
Also, the Bucks have been playing like shit, losing to everyone and anyone to end the
Mm.
season. With all that being said, I got the Bucks.
Really?
I got the Bucks. I don't believe Halliburton's broken ass shot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think the playoffs is a different thing. I think Dame Lillard's been there. Huge clutch time playoff performer. I think he'll turn it up a notch. I think the whole Milwaukee team will turn it up a notch. Will they make it far? We'll see. But I think they'll win that series. But I think it'll be a tough, at least 6 game series.
At least 6. Okay, I like that. I don't. This is one of the only games or one of the only series that I really just don't quite know, just because the uncertainty with Giannis.
Yeah.
If he's in, then I agree. Yeah, but if they don't have him for 2 games and maybe Indiana steals a game, I think the outcome could be a little bit different.
It all depends on the beginning of that series, how things go, honestly.
Yeah, if Indiana steals a game, I think they have a good puncher shot to steal the series. But if not,
Yo, let me 2 things real quick on Milwaukee. Let me say this out into the universe. Chris Middleton, I need you. That Chris Middleton during that finals run when they won was elite.
mhm,
Late shot, late game, late shot maker, ISO god, mid-range god. If he could at least give 80% of that, it'll go a long way. Also, Giannis had one of the greatest seasons of all time, and it went completely under the rug. The media is completely tired and bored of Giannis. That whole he doesn't have a bag thing has gone completely overhand, completely
ridiculous.
overboard. The man averaged 30 on 60%. Or do you understand what I'm saying? Not even Shaq, not even Wilt. He did historic shit. Nobody's talking about it. Giannis, I see you, boy. We see you over here at Hits and Hoops.
Last series, Cavs and Magic. For some reason, I really don't believe this Cavs team. I don't know why. Is it because I've only watched them a handful of times, if that, this year? But I just don't believe it, and especially with those rumors going around with Donovan Mitchell,
What's the rumors?
him possibly asking to leave this
Okay.
summer
Okay.
or move on
I can
from
see that.
Cleveland.
Ain't nobody trying to be in no Cleveland, fam.
I just
And,
don't.
and,
I don't
and
know
I
if it's
don't mean
that
that as a team. I don't mean that as a team. I'm talking about off
the
the court.
place. Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, if you're, I don't know what's. See, this team like Garland, he's nice. He's really really good, right? Mobley, really really good. Allen, but I think I don't know if it's a progression thing or if it's a just the league is so freaking good and more people come in, more and more and more. I feel like they should have probably elevated a little bit higher.
Okay.
But Mitchell, he's still a bubble all NBA player.
Definitely.
Is it Cleveland? Is it like the same kind of thing like with the Pelicans? It's just like the franchise stick, just stinks. I don't know. I don't know. I could be wrong.
Hey, and Mitchell is a playoff performer. He's one of those that takes it up another
Yeah.
level.
Remember
He'll
that
fuck
Utah and
Nuggets.
Nuggets, him and Murray were going
That
back and
was
forth.
fucking one of my favorite matchups of all time. They were going crazy. Crazy. That was in the bubble. But in the end, I still got Cleveland. Hey, I love the Magic. That's one of the most
You got
underrated.
Cleveland?
Yeah.
I'm taking the young boys. I think Paulo's gonna put his stamp on the map. I'm taking the young boys. I really do. I told you this when Paulo came in. I said, yo, you're gonna think I sound crazy, but Paulo has a little bit of LeBron in him. Not as the best player of all time. His play style, the way he drives, his physicality, like he got a little bit bigger in the league, and you could tell because how of a physical specimen he is. So I think the Magic take the leap. I think they finally get out of the first round and
That's
kind of say,
insane.
"Hey, we're here."
That might be your hottest take all season, honestly.
I really do. I think they get to at least the second round. I
I
believe
think
so.
Pablo Banchero is everything that Jabari Parker was supposed to be.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. And he's underrated as well, you know. I mean, second year and he's already leading his team into the playoffs, averaging over 20, all-star. He's been one of the, you know,
Where you want to see? Yeah.
one of the ones that went first overall and is living up to the hype. But I just can't see them beat Cleveland. I just don't think they got the experience, the talent. But hey, great season by the Magic. Fucking phenomenal season.
Last but not least, who is your finals matchup?
Denver versus Boston.
God damn it. We have the same thing.
I mean, everyone should have that. Everyone who has a brain should have that. And I got Boston.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I got
Boston
Boston.
wins this year?
Yeah, I think it's about
Wow.
time. I think it's about time. I think Tatum has flirted enough. He's been close enough. It's like, fam, like let's say you dating a girl, right? And you get close a couple times, you know it's only a matter of time. You know it's only a matter of time. So that's just how I'm feeling about Jason Tatum and that, you know, that Larry O'Brien trophy. I think he's flirting with it so much. He's taking it out on dates, but he could never go home with it. I think this year she finally lets him slide and he gets the job done.
You just compare Jason Tatum winning a championship with smashing your girl for the first time.
You
That was
understood
that
though.
was great. That was great. That was great. I got the same series, Nuggets in Celtics, but I got Nuggets in 7. And only 15%, all right, maybe 17% of it is my hate of Boston. But I'm
Just the
gonna
fact
admit
you
that.
got them in the finals showing me you're being unbiased.
Nuggets in 7.
That's
I
real.
I just that's what I think it's gonna be.
That's respectable. And that means the Nuggets will be back-to-back champs. Nikola Jokic most likely is gonna win the MVP. Three-time MVP, two-time champ. Okay, now we're entering that top 10 all-time
Yeah,
category.
yeah,
Now, you know, you're gonna have to be butting shoulders with KD in them,
yeah.
you know. So that'll be huge historically. Historically.
Anything else you want to add to the NBA before the playoffs start?
Nah, man, I think we're due for a great playoffs run. I think this is what the NBA needed. I think this is what the NBA has been missing. I think teams have been so good this year that, you know, it only means that we're gonna have a great playoffs and we'll definitely be tuned in.
All right, going into the next topic. Drizzy Drake versus the rap world. I know you wanted to bring it up. What
Hmm.
do you got to say about what's going on after the weekend of disses?
Fam, this has been the hottest topic on earth. Do you understand? Kanye West had a #1 record with Carnivore. That shit's gone. That shit, his album is gone. It's in the past. Beyonce dropped an album. It's gone. Nobody cares anymore. Nobody cares anymore. This is the hottest topic on earth right now. And it's just crazy. I mean, I called this early. There's already been memes. It's already been recycled, but we haven't said it on the pod. But the whole rap game is teaming up like the Avengers to go against Thanos, which would be Drake in this case. It's not Civil War. It's Avengers. And it's not Avengers Infinity War. It's Avengers Endgame, which means that I predict that Thanos will die. And I think the one that will pull that blade into his heart will be Kendrick Lamar.
Okay, so what is the equivalent to Drake dying? Just him disappearing forever? That's what you're telling me? He just go lives in his $100 million mansion?
Nah, he ain't never disappearing, but He's just gonna have a irremovable stain on his career. It'll
Oh.
be the second battle he's lost in a row, coming off the Pusha T loss. Um, but I think it'll just. I think we're in the end times of the great Drake empire,
Mm.
and I think it's been downhill since whatever album was after Scorpion. I think since then has been downhill, and he was so at the top that he's going downhill, and he's still at the top.
Hmm.
So he was like on the moon. Right now, he's like slowly getting into Earth's atmosphere. Um, but I just don't like how he's been moving. Like you drop a leak and you standing behind it, but you're not standing behind it enough to drop it officially. Then you going at the only person that can't shoot back in Metro. The bars was fire on the leak, but the song ain't hard. It's just not a hard song. It's just not a thumper. It's not something that has replay value. It's just dope bars. So, hey, I think Kung Fu Kenny is gonna come with a fucking spirit bomb, fam. What is your synopsis on all this, dude? I got my kids telling me every day, giving me updates. Like I'm talking,
Whoa, really?
everyone's talking about this, yo. Everyone's talking about this. What you got to say on it?
For some reason, just because it's not like an official song, I can't take a leak as a song because we've heard songs that have been leaked
I
and they never come
can't.
out.
I can't.
They never come out.
It's a
Now,
leak. Why not drop it? That you see,
why is it, yeah, why is it not on a streaming service? You feel
fam,
me?
at least put it on SoundCloud. At least put it on YouTube. You're not even doing that. To me, that's a sign that you're scared. That's a sign that you're hesitant.
Or he might just not be rushing into it. I don't know. I don't know.
It's got to
Uh,
be some type of strategy behind it.
well, that's what I was about to say. I think it's all strategy. I think leaking something, or if it actually is a leak, I'm still skeptical that it was AI because I've heard so much of that AI. I've dug into too many deep holes of just AI videos,
It's
and
scary.
it's no, it's even that it's a fucking
Dog, it's
conversation.
a fucking debate.
Like,
We
yo, could that be AI?
we're in the
Oh,
end
it's
times,
it's
bro.
not real. Oh, okay, it's just not real.
We're in the end times, bro. Like you just really woke me up. Just the fact that it's a question, a
Yeah,
legitimate,
we have to. It's a conversation.
hey, this shit is over with, bro. When I say this shit, I'm talking about Earth, humanity. That shit's done. So, bro, in the future, how are we gonna be able to tell reality from fake? You know, in the future, they're gonna have a video as well with the song. So in
Yeah,
the
I don't
future,
even
you're
want,
gonna have two Drake videos
bro.
that
I don't even
look
think it's the future as you say. I'm thinking like the next 4 or 5 years,
my
bro.
fault. In 3 years, they're gonna have two videos that look exactly the freaking same. You know how dangerous that is?
It's incredible where it could go, and I know that some form of governments are trying to put some sort of laws on it
Of
and
course.
kind of ban shit, and they need to have been already on their shit with that because where what it's gone in the last open AI the last year or so, whoa, it's
They
it's it's
say
two it's like it's two different gaming systems, bro. It's
bro,
like going from a PS2 to a three.
they say technology is moving exponentially. So what does that mean? It's every year that it moves like so what is it exponentially? All right, so let's say you do 2 to the power of 6. Every time it goes like it's not moving like this. It's moving like this.
Mm.
So through time, it like doubles, and then the next year it's gonna go 4 times as much. It's not moving like 2, 4, 6. It's moving like 2, 4, 16, 36. Like it's exponentially moving, and that speed is dangerous. I think it's too late. I think the government could do whatever they want, but The black market exists. The internet exists. So
But going back to the
yeah, my
beefs.
fault. We that's
No,
a whole
no,
nother,
no, no. I
that's
mean,
a whole nother
I
podcast.
I was just about to say something that we would have been in a whole different direction, but I'm gonna take my tinfoil hat off real quick.
Okay.
But Drizzy Drake and the rap beefs, it's fun to watch. This is like competitive rap. It's unfortunate. I know your thoughts. You don't have to get into it, but I know your thoughts on the J. Cole thing.
Please let me get into it. Please, real
All
quick.
right, all right. Let me just say, it was a bad move, but yo, do you? I'm still gonna fuck with you. It's not gonna be like I'm not gonna think of you any different, but I know a lot of people will. I've Drake's a top. I mean, Cole's a top three guy for me. That's me though.
Yeah.
That's me. But that was a bad move. But we've all made dumb mistakes before. That was a really bad move. It's not gonna make you. It's not gonna benefit you in any sort of kind of way other than having peace. What he said he wanted peace or something, which I can understand. But man, a lot of what you say, people are gonna pick apart a lot more. So that's unfortunate. Real quick, um, go ahead. I know you want to cook. I see you about a pop.
Hey, look, Cole, I love you, fam. 2014 Forest Hills Drive, even Born Sinner. That's my shit. That's two of my favorite albums all time. One of the greatest lyricists of my generation, our generation. Someone who's always been vulnerable in his rap. Someone who people like me and you could always relate to. That shit was disgusting. Because I didn't even think you went hard enough to the point where you needed to apologize. Jay-Z apologized to Nas because he said that he left used condoms on his baby seat. That I get it, dude. You crossed the line. Yeah, you should go
Yeah.
apologize. What the fuck did J. Cole say that was so crazy? That
He
that
didn't say
he
anything crazy, but I thought it was a good song.
I
It
thought
was
it
a
was
good
a
diss.
good song. I thought it was perfect for the situation. It wasn't a full-on diss, but it was like, I'm gonna spar with you. I'm gonna throw hands with you. I ain't about to go haymaker, knock you out, but I'm gonna throw hands with you. I thought it
Yeah,
was perfect. I thought he just needed to shut the fuck up. He just needed a fam. You could do all that therapist healing shit on your own. You didn't have to need the world to hear that. So I think that shit put a huge stain on his career, and I think I'm just kind of going with the flow, going with the hype. Probably deep down inside, I still rock with dude. That's still one of my all time greats. But in the moment, yeah, I can't listen to none of that shit.
man. You know what's crazy is I looked into tickets to go to the Dreamville Fest,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
day
yeah,
two. Yeah, and I really was trying to like puzzle it around. What could I do with the kids? Whatever,
How
whatever.
much?
It started at 350.
Yo, no bullshit.
Started.
We gotta go one year. I'm gonna
Yeah,
come
we,
up
we
there.
do.
I'm gonna come up there and we'll go.
Yeah, we do. And it's always in the Raleigh, Fayetteville
Yeah,
area.
yeah, yeah,
Sometimes it's in Charlotte, but they kind of rotate between there.
for sure.
And it's cool because the lineup wasn't bad. 50 Cent was there the first night, and I saw like photos and shit. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add on Jersey Drake? I mean Thanos.
Dranos. Nah, man. That's
All
it.
right, let's go to the last segment. Deeper than sports. For those that don't know, this is just a question. Me and Dixon have known each other for shit almost 20 years now, and we know a lot
Oh,
about each other. So these are some questions that we might not know about each other. I'm gonna go first. If you weren't a graphic designer, what do you think you would have been?
fucking great question, fam. Every time it's like you blow my mind with this shit. Like these questions be having me thinking. I haven't thought this hard since college, bro. I wasn't a graphic designer.
Yeah, what do you think you could have got into? Take your time. I mean, you don't need to force an answer.
I gotta say, I would have tried to be a rapper.
Really?
Yeah. When I was younger, people don't know this. You can still find my tracks. One day I'll release it. I'll let the public know how you could find those. But that was always like my first, um recognizable talent. That was not my first, my second. Art was always my first, but that was one thing that I would do, and people would receive it greatly. And I remember making the decision. I remember seeing my life going down two paths. I'm like, yo, if I follow this rap shit, yeah, I might make it, but that's just demonic, fam. That just that lifestyle, and I just couldn't do it. And it was too, it's too uncertain, you know. So I went the college route, got a degree, I got something more stable, and I still got something that I was able to express myself creatively. But yeah, I would say a rapper.
I would have
What about
said
you?
like a stylist or some shit.
Yeah, I might have been a fucking, I don't know, CIA or some shit.
Yeah, you never know.
What about you though? If you weren't doing what you're doing now?
Shit. Man, just because how my life turned out, like with like a young family and all that stuff, I'm glad I went that way. But if I went that coaching route, which I did try to do for
Okay,
a little bit,
okay.
I would be if I was solo, and I know if that's the career I would have taken, I know my wife would have supported it.
Yeah.
But moving around a lot year to year across country at sometimes, working for small schools and going up, I really do believe because that's just the kind of person I feel like I am, not to, jerk myself off. But like like I'm some sort of a teacher in some aspects.
100%.
Eh, You know, I I try to do it with my kids just like how I would do it when I was coaching. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
But
I like that.
probably some, but especially at the time, it's kind of funny you say think like if I had the mindset I had back then, you would thug it out. But when I did that coaching life, work and then
Yeah,
long hours, all that shit. Um, just the amount of money where I was in life, I was 19, 20, and it was just like, man, I can't be about this right now.
and it's like the same thing, maybe not to the extreme of the rapper, but it's an uncertain path.
Yeah, for sure,
It's jumping off the cliff. So I
for sure.
understand.
And growing up, how we grew up, it was always like, we need like we're gonna figure out a way to have a better life than when we
To at
grew up.
least, yeah, to at
You
least
know,
make sure we got to make sure that we'll be good.
yeah, because we've been in situations where money's been an issue. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
for sure.
Yeah,
I'm still
but
broke.
yeah, yeah, but where we're
I'm
at in
fucking with
life,
you. I'm
we're in a
fucking with
good
you.
position. No, I
Nah,
know, I know.
definitely.
I'm
Definitely.
broke.
All right, my question. Who is your celebrity crush? Like, not right now. It could be right now, but just one girl for your lifetime that you're like, yo, that celebrity always was like, could have been from your childhood, could have been right now, but who's that one for you?
Damn, bro, I really don't know. If I did have to name somebody, I'd probably say like Selma Hayek.
Ooh.
If I had to name,
First of
I
all,
would.
first of all, that gringo ass pronunciation took me a while to understand, but
But say it, Selma Hayek. Say it.
Salma Hayek. I don't know. I
Where the
really don't
fuck
know
you
how to
from,
say it.
bro?
I
My
said
man
that
said it
shit.
like you're from Ireland.
I said that shit like a Persian. Fuck. I
Yeah,
said that
I would
shit.
just have to say. I mean, I really never thought about that, but
That's
yeah, if I had to
fire.
say, I would say her. What about you?
That's super fire. For me, fam. And this is going back to my childhood. I'm gonna have to say Hillary Duff.
God, I knew you were going with a super white girl. I knew it. I knew it. Hillary Duff, Disney Channel days.
Yes, bro. I think she's the reason why I got those like tendencies. Cause when I was young, bro, Lizzie McGuire show, I was there
So yo,
every
turn
time.
it up.
Bam, I was there glued to the TV. And growing up, becoming an adult, becoming a man, having social media, seeing how she also matured. Beautiful. Hey, beautiful, fam. Still might catch me in her DMs here and there. But nah, hey, also, um, what do they call it? Honorable mention, Beyonce.
Okay. Beyonce, okay.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to go Lindsay Lohan, aka Lizzie McGuire. Oh, I said Lindsay Lohan. The fuck?
Hillary Duff, Hillary Duff.
Hilary Duff, aka Liz
My
McGuire.
man is naming Disney Channel chicks.
Fucking that's so Raven and shit.
All right, man. Well, it's great talking to you. You got anything else you want to add to the episode?
Nah, man. Like Tyler said, reach out to us. You want to come on, you want to talk. Hey, we're very reachable. We can make something happen. Appreciate y'all for tuning in.
Also, Spotify and Apple Music, we are live right now, so make sure you download it and share it around.
Definitely. Catch y'all next time.
Peace.